Elm Grove here with your quick business tip of the week. This week's tip is about the 80-20 rule, which is actually another name for Pareto principle. Pareto principle basically says that 80% of the effects in any particular situation are created by 20% of the causes. This can manifest itself in pretty much anywhere. If you look at the population, 80% of the wealth in the United States is owned by 20% of the population. It also manifests itself in business in a number of different ways. 80% of the profit typically comes from 20% of the customers inside of a business. 80% of the sales typically comes from 20% of the products. Interestingly enough, 80% of the complaints also typically come from 20% of the customers, which can drive strategies and areas of focus for a particular business. This is also very true, and in fact is probably more prevalent when you go in and you look at implementing systems inside of a business. Inside of a business, there typically tends to be the 80-20 rule, where 80% of the processes inside of your business should be systematized. Typically processes that are repeated or that are routine, and they lend themselves very well to creating systems to manage them with and have consistent results. Whereas there remains that 20% that should remain humanized. Basically, those would be like the personal interaction required. Customer service is a great example of where that would be a case that you would want to have someone from involved in that. When you look inside of your business, there are typically 4 key areas to go off and focus on. The first one would be in people and education. Examples of what you may look to systematize in that would be around training, around hiring, or your induction process for new employees. In the area of delivery and distribution, you would focus on potentially on order fulfillment or on your shipping processes. In the area of testing and measuring, many of the things that we talk about in our 5 ways fall into this, of lead tracking, of conversion rates, average dollar sale, those types of things. And then in systems and technology, there are prime areas for systemization around preventive maintenance of equipment or around work order updating, those types of things. So the ideal scenario is by going off and focusing on creating systemization in these types of areas, you can get a tremendous amount of impact inside of your business from the standpoint of creating new efficiencies and finding new ways to become much more profitable. If you'd like any more information about how to implement these types of systems inside of your business, check us out at www.aceg.biz, or feel free to give any one of our coaches here at ActionCOACH of Elm Grove a call. I'm Rick Appleby with your quick tip of the week.